Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Tuesday, the 14th of May, 2019. Time is 10 o'clock here in the UK. So how's everyone doing? You all okay? I'll move the chat over to the screen so I can see it more easily. I hate having it on my second screen. There we go. That's better. So today's analysis, things are going to be a little bit different. Why are they going to be different? Because I've already done analysis myself today. I have an extremely busy week, guys. Extremely busy. I'm going to be out most of the week. So I've had to do the analysis myself instead of doing it live in front of you guys. So I already know all the trades we have coming up. I did this last night, so things may have changed, but yeah, I've got to get out of here in like 30 minutes, so I had to do my analysis early. That way I could take trades on the go. I could take trades while I'm out today from my phone. So I'm mostly fully prepared today, but we're gonna have a quick look at all these other pairs here in case some things have changed or developed since last night. I'm going to take a look at the pairs that I've already marked with potential setups to see if anything's changed with them. I know one of them has changed. And we're going to take a look at USDCHF and USDNOK. These are two trades I'm currently in. And GBPJPY, I can't remember who's in this one, but there's definitely a few members in this one. So let's start things off with USDCHF. I'm short on USDCHF. I've been short for quite a long time. And it's just been kind of going sideways for a while before it just started to drop down last Friday. Was it Friday or Thursday? It was yeah, it was Thursday. It started to drop down on Thursday, and then on Friday it really took off and made a new low, and then since then it's dropped down a fair bit. Today's current candle, it's stalling out. I'm not going to make any rash decisions rather. I'm going to keep this one open. I think this one has some potential to head down at least to this support area, but possibly so at least to this support area here, which is roughly the 0.9985, but possibly even down to this support area here, 0.9900. So I'm going to try and hold on to this one for a while, see how it goes. The stop loss is already at break even. My stop loss is beyond break even. It's well into profit at this point. I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's sitting somewhere around here. So my stop loss is nice and safe at this point. I should probably put a line where my stop loss is. That way you guys can see it. Right now it's about here. That's not the exact spot. I'll update it for tomorrow's analysis with a more exact spot. Right, USDNOK. I'm still in this one. This one just kind of sucks, really. It's this isn't my exact entry, by the way. I need to fix this one too. I'm not 100% sure the numbers on this one because I moved this around a little bit and now I haven't got it in the right place. I forgot to fix that. But anyway, I'm still in this trade. It's barely in profit. I'm probably going to close this one out. This one's costing me a fair bit in terms of swap. The swap rate's not that great on shorts. And yeah, it's just not doing what I want it to do. GBPJPY, I know some people were in GBPJPY. Is anyone who was in it in the room today? Like in the live analysis session? It doesn't look like it, but I mean, I'd imagine most people have closed this one out anyway because it's shot down a fair way. I can't remember who got in this. I'm looking on the forum, but there's been so many posts that it's hard to find this specific one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, doesn't. I think everyone's closed this one out, so I'm going to unmark this one. I think this one's been closed out as a successful trade, so that's all good. Let's unmark that one. Now let's look at the potentials for today. Today we got a potential short forming on. Actually, no, sorry. We've got to look at the calendar first. Just take a look at the upcoming news. So what do we have today in terms of news? We have wage price index out of Australia. So that's technically tomorrow, but it's before the next webinar. So I'll take a look at it. But then the next webinar, after the next webinar, we have all of this stuff here. CPI, core retail sales and retail sales. That's all important stuff, but unless you're trading the lower timeframes, you shouldn't worry too much about any of this news that's coming up in the next 24 hours, 36 hours, whatever. So I'm not too worried about any of this stuff. It seems like a pretty quiet news day today. We already have the average earnings index. It came out 36 minutes ago. So that one's over with. Next thing come up is 2:30 a.m. wage price index. And then after that, it's more than 24 hours away. So we'll take a closer look in tomorrow's analysis. So nothing much in terms of news, guys. Nothing much. Back to EURGBP, we have a potential short forming here on EURGBP. Basically, what we have here is we have a pretty decent range. So EURGBP is trapped in a range. This is the top of the range. This is the bottom of the range. We can see price has bounced within that range. It's very messy, not a clean range, but price has been bouncing within this range. It's now at the top of the range. It looks like there's a good chance that this is going to break out and keep moving up. But if it does stall out here on resistance, there's potential for a short. So yeah, there's a chance it's going to break out. Right now, looking at the candles, it does look like it's probably going to continue up. But if it does stall out, I'll be looking for a short here. EURUSD. Now, EURUSD is at the top of this resistance area. Looks like it's stalling out. Euro is in a downtrend overall, so it's trending down. It looks like a somewhat pretty neat channel. I don't really trade channels, but maybe it's not a great channel because it did break out there a little bit, but kind of a channel, kind of. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't trade channels. I just wanted to point it out because it looks kind of like a good one. But yeah, price is definitely trending down here on EURUSD. There is potential for a short from this resistance area, but keep in mind that it's going to be a very messy. Well, it's not necessarily going to be, but there's a high chance that it's going to be very messy. So if price starts dropping down, it's just a good chance that it'll get stuck here. It got stuck there on its way up. Oh, well, technically speaking, on its way up, it did smash through and then pull back. So imagine that happens, then you'd probably hit your target, but that's not, the likely scenario. So there is potential for a short here, but it's not that great a setup. I'll keep an eye on it regardless, but I'm not terribly excited over that. AUDCAD, this one is somewhat interesting. AUDCAD is on support. It's a pretty strong support area. We can see that price dropped down to here in March, at the start of March, I think. No. Oh, yeah, it was the start of March. The start of March, it dropped down here, pulled away. It's down here again now. There's potential for a long reversal here. Going to keep a close eye on it, see what happens. I want to see price stall out on this support area. So on the daily 12-hour, 8-hour, I just want to see price stalling out. It's already stalling out a little bit on the 8-hour. But if it does so on the bigger time frames, if it stalls out here on the bigger time frames, that'd be a bit more significant. Zooming out a bit, we can see that price is, or was, moving sideways as it came down. It was moving sideways here, was moving sideways there. So going long with a target all the way up here you know, it's probably going to take a while to reach it. It's probably going to, if it does start going up, there's a good chance that it could do something like that. So it might take a while, but your target doesn't really need to be that big. Anyway, there's potential here on AUDCAD. Right, yeah, EURGBP, I was looking for a potential long here yesterday. Yesterday evening when I first marked these pairs, but it seemed like it reversed a bit too quickly. So had you got in long on the 6 hour, you'd already be in this trade, but yeah, I didn't get in long on the 6 hour. It looks like it's already taken off, so it's a bit late for this one. I don't know if anyone's entered it. I'm just going to unmark it for now. Euro New Zealand sitting up at resistance, stalling out. This could be a potential short here. So I'm looking for a potential short on the daily, the 12 hour, and probably not the lower time frames. Gdp Jpy, it dropped down to support. I was looking yesterday for potential long here, but it seems to have started to turn around already on the 6 hour. This one could still give us a trade. If it could still drop down from here and give us a setup. So I'm going to keep an eye out for a potential long from this support area. It's pulling up right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it drops down a little bit. So yeah, I'm still looking for a long on Gdp Jpy. Let's just do a quick look through these other pairs to see if there's anything or if anything has changed since yesterday. By the way, has anyone been looking at Bitcoin? It's up at 8.3K today. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Bitcoin basically dropped down to 3,000 and it moved sideways for quite a long time. It was moving sideways for 127 days. And then all of a sudden, it just started moving up. And now it looks like the hype train is starting again. And Bitcoin's going back to 10,000. And if it goes beyond 10,000, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up to 15K or something like that. So it looks like the hype train is starting on BTC again. And we could be seeing some pretty impressive highs. But anyway, we're not here to talk about cryptos. I just opened this to keep a close eye on it, so I've kept it on my main list. CAD JPY, nothing much. EURUSD, nothing much. EURCAD, nothing. Yeah, nothing has changed really on these pairs. New Zealand CHF, but no. Yeah, so there's nothing really going on here. Keep an eye on gold for when it hits this resistance area. That'd be interesting. But yeah, nothing else is going on. We've just got the pairs that I was looking at yesterday. EURGBP, I'm looking for a potential short from this resistance area. Right now, it looks like it's going to push through, but it could very well just stall out here. I mean, look at this candle as an example, right? So when this candle here was open, this daily chart candle, if you were looking at it and it broke all the way through this resistance area, you'd be like, buyers are in control. Price is going to continue to push up. It got all the way up to here before turning around and dropping down, right? So contrast that to this candle, which has a pretty similar opening price. It's not the exact same, but it has a similar opening price, similar lower wick. Now, I'm not saying that this could end up looking exactly like that. You know, that's not how Forex works. I'm just saying, just as an example, this could very well turn into indecision. Price could very well stall out here. It did so in the past, and that's a very common thing to see on a Forex chart. It's a very common thing to see. Just because price has made a new high, it's still on resistance. It's still in an area where price has shown in the past to stall out pretty heavily. So even though it's pushing up right now, it could very well stall out, just like it did here, just like it did here. So there is potential for a short here. It's not like it's all over just because it's making some highs. But also there's potential that it just smashes straight through and keeps going up. So what I'm saying is we need to wait and see. We need to wait for price to stall here. When price properly stalls, then we could be looking at a short trade. But right now, it's too early, in my opinion, to do anything. EURUSD price is stalling out on EURUSD. I'm marking this one for the people who want to trade this one. And it is in line with the trend, so it's a decent short. I'm just not crazy about it. It's just very messy. But it is a potential short, so I will be keeping a close eye on it just in case. AUDCAD potential long from here. It is kind of trending down a little. You could call this a bearish trend. No, not really. It's moving sideways. It's not trending down. So yeah, there's potential for a long trade from this support area. Let's keep a close eye on AUDCAD for a potential long. Euro New Zealand, very obvious potential short trade here. Price did a similar thing back here. It's stalling out again now. You probably want a wide stop on this one, guys. Don't go in with those tight stops on this if you're gonna open a short trade. I'm looking at this on the daily, so it probably won't open until tomorrow. But if you're looking at a short trade here, don't be stingy with your stop loss. Don't be tight with your stop loss. I don't know if that's the correct term, to be honest, but keep a nice wide stop is what I'm trying to say. At a minimum, you want it up here at the 1.7162, but if you could get it up to the 1.7210, that's even better. Just have a decent stop on this one, guys. Price does spike a lot on Euro New Zealand. It just goes boom and comes back down, as we see here, here, and like a bunch of other examples. So if you're trading a pair like this, you need to leave a lot of margin for these crazy swings it has. So do be careful with this one. Gdp Jpy, it's already pulling away from support, but it could possibly drop into support, giving us a potential long. It's a bit... You could technically, if you really wanted to enter this trade, you could enter now on the 6 hour. It just broke, but it's still close enough to target. But I'm not going to do that. I think that's a bit of an early entry. I'm going to just be careful here and keep it open. Sorry, keep my options open is what I mean, not keep the trade open because the trade's not triggered yet. Keep my options open here, and we'll just see how it goes. Are there any questions, guys? Oh, by the way, just for complete transparency, I took a failed trade on GBP USD yesterday. I just don't want people to accuse me of hiding failed trades. So failed trade on GBP USD yesterday. I got in long on a pullback, and then it went boom and shot down. Pretty much, I think it was like a few hours after I opened, it had pushed down and hit my stop loss. But you know what? That's just trading for you, isn't it? I got a winning trade on USDCHF. It's not closed out yet, but regardless, it's going to be a winning trade because of my stop loss placement, unless I get some insane slippage. And USDNOK, probably going to close out with a slight win just because I'm a bit tired of the trade. It's not doing what I want it to do. But yeah, stop down on GBP USD. Any questions, guys? Right, it doesn't look like there's any questions. So we're going to wrap this one up. Like I said, guys, I have an extremely busy week this week. Actually, question from Sonia. Do I ever take a trade outside of support resistance? Yeah, on the lower time frames, Sonia, I do. But then again, not really, because those trades are taken from minor support resistance. But no, overall, I would say no. I don't think that trading outside of support resistance is generally a good idea, because support resistance is where all the orders are grouped. That's where all the big buy and sell orders are. So that's where you want to get into your trades. You don't want to get into your trades in the middle of no man's land. So that's the area between support resistance, because there's not enough buy or sell orders there. That there's not enough to convince me personally to buy or sell. I wanna sell where all the big boys, the big players are selling, or I want to buy where all the big players are selling. So that's generally speaking at areas of major support resistance. On the lower time frames, we're a bit more flexible. We don't need to use major support resistance. We can use minor support resistance. But that's stuff that I don't really want to get into in this webinar, because this webinar is being posted publicly, and that stuff is private members only setups. They're the more advanced setups we trade on the lower time frames. So we can discuss that on the forum or in tomorrow's webinar. Tomorrow's webinar is a members only webinar, so we will be looking for the advanced setups. All right, guys. So it looks like that is it for today's analysis. Doesn't look like there's any other questions. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys for attending. Actually, I was saying, I'll just quickly say this again. I'm going to be very busy this week. I've got like a million things to do. It's probably the busiest week I've had so far this year. So I'm going to be doing the analysis, of course, but they're probably going to be slightly shorter analysis sessions. And I probably won't be on the forum as much as I would like to be, but I'm going to try my best to be on the forum. Also, just to keep you guys aware, 3 weeks from now, so around about the 4th, I'll be away on holiday for a few weeks. No, actually, I think that date's wrong. I'll update you guys on dates tomorrow. I think that date's wrong. I think I'm mistaking things. Anyway, guys, thank you for attending, and I'll catch you guys for tomorrow's webinar.